Welcome to Pacific Magazine. I'm Petty Officer Brian M. Brooks, and today I'm at Camp Osaka near Tokyo, where the Japan Ground Self-Defense Forces, Eastern Army, and the U.S. Army have come together for a joint exercise, Yama Sakura 67. This is an annual exercise where U.S. and Japanese service members join forces to defeat a virtual enemy, and as you can see, they are hard at work. So let's start from the beginning to see what this exercise is all about.
It is indeed an honor.
U.S. Army's 1st Corps from Joint Base Lewis McChord in Washington State joins the Japan Ground Self-Defense Forces Eastern Army for the start of Joint Exercise Yama Sakura 67. This year's exercise, held at Camp Osaka, Japan, allows both forces to exchange ideas, tactics, military experiences, and culture.
The opportunities provided by Yama Sakura are key components of the U.S. strategy to continue its rebalance to the Pacific. But more importantly, the opportunities here for readiness, collaboration, and communication is important for well-trained soldiers and well-disciplined soldiers to continue our mission.
Yama Sakura is an annual exercise which focuses on the development and refinement of Japan and U.S. forces' ability to plan and coordinate through simulated-driven training scenarios.
Yama Sakura is not an isolated training event. It is in fact strategically important to Japan, the region, and more importantly, our continued alliance between the United States of America and the great nation of Japan.
Following the opening ceremony, the generals from 1st Corps and Eastern Army took questions from Japanese and American media.
U.S. forces are an irreplaceable partner to the JSDF, and I believe we will continue to work in response to new challenges and mounting threats to improve this exercise in the future.
Yama Sakura will last approximately 5 days and will test these two forces' ability to defend Japan together. So let's take a moment to get to know our counterparts, and what better way to do that than through music. Army Sergeant Thomas Christensen has more.
You can go anywhere in the world and experience some type of music, and each country has their own personality. That identity can be shared from person to person with something as small as a 4-person rock band.
We hope you enjoy the rest of the show. Thank you.
Music in its nature is an expression, and you can communicate on levels that you wouldn't necessarily be able to communicate with language.
The American rock band played a small set before the Japanese Ground Self-Defense Forces Eastern Army Band took the stage. The concert helped promote the unity and cohesiveness that comes with working together. Both bands are committed to the hearts and minds of the people they play for, so they took the stage as one combined band.
It was a great experience. I think people seeing us collaborate with their band, they see that bond, they see that we're working together as a team.
That team was a direct product of Yama Sakura 67. And since music is a universal language, it wasn't hard to communicate, either with the audience or with each other.
Yama Sakura brings together more than 6,500 U.S. and Japanese service members to enhance both militaries' combat readiness. But before they get started, a special guest pays them a visit. U.S. Ambassador to Japan, Caroline Kennedy, visits with U.S. and Japanese troops at Japan Ground Self-Defense Forces Camp Osaka as part of the kickoff for Joint Exercise Yama Sakura 67. Kennedy receives a tour of the base operations from Major General James Boozer, the commander of U.S. Army Japan and 1st Corps Forward, and Lieutenant General Koichi Isobe, the commander of Eastern Army. During the tour, Kennedy meets with both nations' troops and gives them some words of encouragement.
Every day I see this alliance brought to life, and this is one of the most impressive demonstrations of the strength of our partnership that I've seen in my time. The U.S.-Japan alliance is one of the sources of strength and stability and prosperity in this region, and every single one of you plays a role in making that true. So thank you very much for your service and for all you do. Good luck.
The tour ends with a final stop at the Command Operations Center, where Kennedy sees firsthand the complexity of this exercise. The purpose of Yama Sakura is to strengthen relations between these two allies. This is accomplished through the training of ground forces for joint unified land operations. But there aren't any troops in the field. This is a computer-based simulated exercise to test the ability of the command operations post to make informed decisions. Let's hear more about why these types of exercises are important.
First of all, our relationship with Japan, both militarily, politically, and economically, is huge. This partnership, this bilateral exercise between our two militaries is essential, and it's one of the biggest operational exercises we conduct. It's also part of our rebalance of the Pacific, part of prevent, part of shaping, part of winning. And then the third part of this, it builds the interoperability we need with our Japanese partners. This is the first time in Yama Sakura, and we've been doing this now for over almost 30 years, where we actually have a true integrated bilateral command post. And what you see when you come into our COIC, our Combined Operations Information Center, are Japanese and U.S. soldiers not working separately but together, but actually together as one organization. This does a couple of things. It helps our training and readiness with our Japanese partners. More importantly, between myself and General Isobe, the Eastern Army commander, we achieve shared understanding and the ability to make shared decisions together, which has been instrumental in moving this exercise forward. So you have two Joint Force Land Component commanders working side by side. We have an integrated staff here with Marine, Navy, Airmen, as well as civilians, Guard and Reserve. Together we're fighting one contiguous operation against a threat to look at Japanese collective defense and how the Japanese can reassert their sovereignty. When you put forces together like this, you cannot measure the impact on readiness. But the readiness of our forces together to operate in this environment, to do the rehearsal, to do the reconnaissance, to build readiness is essential. And if we're going to partner with the Japanese in the future, which we will, whether it's non-combatant evacuation operations, humanitarian assistance, disaster relief, or contributing to their collective defense, we are ready to support them. And the last piece, and probably the most important piece, is the trust you build. Because you cannot surge trust. So the trust we're building in the terms of this partnership and the relationships we have with the Japanese military is something that will be beneficial for me, but more importantly for all the leaders that are junior to me that will continue this in the decade to come. This is the first time I've done this, the Yama Sakura exercise. And I could not be more pleased with the way our teams are working together. And the Japanese talk about one team. And I think the beauty of this exercise is that we are coalescing between the Eastern Army First Corps and all the subordinate elements that are here from the total force to truly be one team.
In order to make this exercise work like a well-oiled machine, there are two major parts: the high command that runs the simulations for the exercise, and the players who react to the various scenarios. Let's again join Sergeant Christensen and find out how the players respond to some unexpected events.
We're about ready to send it up.
It starts as an idea and is injected into life.
Injects are events that we can't simulate in our simulations that we use to effect training. What we can't simulate are the additional things that pop up on the battlefield.
The inject is a master scenario event list, or MESL, and those injects can be anything as small as food spoiling to something bigger, like civilians blocking supply routes. They can happen at any time, with something as easy as an email or a phone call.
Yeah, I just sent you another inject, personnel 24.
And as soon as that happens,
attention in the jock, attention in the jock.
The MESL becomes a very real problem, requiring different sections working together to resolve it.
Questions? All right, 10 minutes on the clock, go.
Once it's injected, it's called a significant activity, or SIGAC. Once all the warfighting functions have come together and they've gotten all the details or the information on that event and they've resolved it, it is pushed back to the battle major.
They decide if the SIGAC is complete. If it is, it's the end of that MESL inject. And you never know when the next one will come to life.
Attention in the jock, attention in the jock.
Planning an elaborate operation, even a virtual one, can take a lot out of the troops. So why not replenish ourselves with some expertly prepared food? We now go to the dining facility where we join cooks from the U.S. Army and Japan Ground Self-Defense Force for some friendly competition.
I'm K2, and this is the Iron Chef Yama Sakura 67, where two countries, America and Japan, are working hand in hand, but now they go head to head in a battle of culinary wits. 2 teams, 1 dish, 6 judges, 1 winner. To find out what the chefs are making, here's my co-host, Gohan.
Thanks, K2. I'm over here with Specialist Gomez from 693rd Quartermaster out of California. What are you making today?
Bacon wrapped asparagus.
Bacon wrapped asparagus sounds fantastic. So, is this your first time working with the Japanese?
It's actually my 3rd time. It's an amazing experience. I keep coming back every year.
That's excellent. So, we heard from Specialist Gomez today. Back to you, K2.
Thanks, Gohan. Today's event was inspired by a mystery basket and an idea. This is an opportunity for the teams to come together to create a fun environment to show off their professional culinary skills. These culinary skills are being judged by the 6 judges on the panel. The judges are looking for flavor.
Absolutely delicious meals.
They are looking for creativity.
Thumbs up for both.
And they are looking for presentation.
The winner of the Yama Sakura 67 Iron Chef competition is Team United States Army with 317 points.
Even though there's 1 winner, both teams today did a great job in the competition. This is Iron Chef Yama Sakura 67. I'm K2. Thanks for watching.
That does it for this edition of Pacific Magazine. I'm Petty Officer Brian M. Brooks, and from all of us at AFN Pacific, thanks for watching.